it should come to no one's surprise that platform exclusives are the main driving force between the consumers and a platform. And when it comes to Google Stadia, we've kinda been lacking on the exclusives front. And that's not to hate on what's been announced, because Get Packed, Guilt, and Orcs Must Die 3 do look like a ton of fun. That being said, they don't seem like a big AAA title that's really meant to show off what the tech can do. I mean, Orcs Must Die looks great, and the fact that they can fit 500 orcs at one wave is pretty impressive. It just has too much of an indie feel. And don't get me wrong, indie games can be some of the best video game experiences out there, but I'm talking about that big budget AAA title. I'm talking about games like Halo or God of War, Uncharted or Gears of War. There's just nothing that really stands out in that area. And don't take this as an alarm, because it's not. We know that Google's been working on this streaming thing since 2016 at the very least. And that's a lot of time to form a development studio and start making a game. I'm sure they're on their way, but this video, I want to talk about what can really make those games stand out. I'm talking exclusive feature sets that wouldn't be possible anywhere else, be it this generation or next generation. We know that Project xCloud is going to be serving as a way to play your next-gen Xbox games on the go. We know that PlayStation Now exists, but that's much more of a Netflix-like service, and frankly, it really only includes older titles. Google Stadia doesn't have to hold itself back because they're tied to a console. They have a huge advantage, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. And while I believe both of those companies are fully capable of upgrading their games through the cloud just like Google is, the first one to do so is gonna get some serious backlash. I genuinely think Google made a great play in just going straight into streaming without trying anything else. They're taking the worst of it up front, and then they're gonna reap the rewards come next generation. If Google plays this right, they're gonna have a huge standout game that just can't be done anywhere else. Now, for those of you who are new and don't know what Stadia is capable of, let's start talking about some game ideas. One of the first things that popped into my head was an open world single player RPG with a massive world to explore. Now add in some Google exclusive features, such as being able to add multiple blades to make one instance even bigger. Imagine a sprawling world like Red Dead Redemption with NPCs even more pronounced than they are there. How about you take it one step further and include Google Assistant AI? Allow us to talk to something in the game and have it respond back naturally. That would be completely mind-blowing and immersive. Imagine a shooter like PlanetSide 2 being made, but on a massive scale, with a world that's ever-changing in more ways than PlanetSide 2 could ever do. Not having to restrict itself based on what most people are able to run or for it to run on console. That would mean more players, bigger environments, more vehicles, all of it would just create an even bigger amount of warfare. And these are just two examples I can think of on the spot, but as of right now, Google doesn't have that wow factor exclusive that I hoped it would. That being said, there's still time before launch for another Connect. Even just knowing that that sort of content was on its way would be more than enough to satisfy me. Just give us a teaser, Google, that would be great. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. Ultimately speaking, an exclusive on Google Stadia really needs to be standout in more ways than one. Not only does it need to be a good game in general, it better have a strong gameplay hook, a good narrative, and even more so, it really needs to show what Stadia can bring to the table. But let's say this is a worst case scenario and development for first party exclusives has only recently started. Then I really hope Google has suggested or paid third party developers to implement some features into their games, which they may have already started doing. I'm not sure if any of you have seen the Breakpoint trailer they put out. Well, if not, I'll put it up on the screen right now. If you can't tell, the scenario is that there's 4 targets and they're trying to synchronize their kill together. And during this moment, the Stream Connect feature gives you a picture-in-picture view of everyone's viewpoint. This is actually a super neat feature for cooperative stealth missions. In fact, so much so that Google should give us a Splinter Cell game that has that feature included in a cooperative campaign. Having that sort of option as a heads-up display is actually really cool, and I hope that we can manually turn it on and off as we please. The more I think about it, the more hype it is. Can you imagine having that sort of feature in 4v4 multiplayer? Callouts would no longer be necessary. You could just bring up your teammate's viewpoint when he has the jump on someone. You could totally use it as a strategic move to position yourself better in case of combat. It also solves the issue of somebody not knowing their callouts, which is a huge plus if you play competitively. I could probably keep going on different uses for this feature, but I'm kinda curious what ideas you guys can come up with in the comment section below. Anyways, back to the topic. I really just hope that Google has something to show off to those that don't understand what Stadia really can do. A lot of people just think it's high-end gaming on a streaming platform and that's that, but Stadia enables so much more than that. Being able to use multiple blades for one instance means that power is going to be unparalleled to any other system. Being able to stream multiple instances onto your display without any performance loss is huge. This could really mean the revival of couch co-op play if people want it back. And honestly speaking, if the developers really want to, they can give us the dream scenario of making every multiplayer game couch co-op compatible through Stadia. Google's already stated that couch co-op is going to work that way anyways, it's just booting up another instance of Stadia and then splitting your screen in half. That means no loss of frame rate or resolution, no big black box to border you in. Everyone's getting a great gameplay experience. And we still haven't talked about things like art style transfer, Google AI, YouTube integration. There are tons that Stadia brings to the table and I just want to see it get used. But those topics I'll save for separate videos, especially YouTube integration because I kinda think that's going to be the biggest game-changing one. That feature alone really has the potential to change gaming in a big way. Anyways, that pretty much sums it up for this video, but before I go, I want to mention that the Discord server is now live. You can check it out on the pinned comment of this video or in the description below. It's definitely still a work in progress, but it's an easier way for the Gen S family as a whole to work together and communicate on everything and anything Stadia. Not only that, but it is important for me to have direct communication with the Gen S family, so if you really do enjoy this content, consider joining the Discord group so we can start building this community that is Generation Stadia. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button. If you want more content like this, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell below. I look forward to being your daily source for Stadia news, opinions, and everything in between. Until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds. Peace.